So whenever the term federalism come across us, first of all, we should know that what is federalism? What is the meaning of federalism? See, if we just start looking or just reading the book, we will not be able to understand that what is actual federalism mean. So first of all, before reading any of the concept, one should know what is the purpose and what is the meaning of the word which we are going to study. So federalism is nothing but it is a division of power between center and state. So whenever we are saying about the federalism, that means there is the power, there is the authorities which are straightaway divided between the center and the state. Number of time whenever we are talking about the federalism, the center has more power. The central power is quite, uh, pitched up, and the state has less power. So we have three type of governments. First one is unitary, where the center is everything, center is strong, and state has less power. So everyone know that the power, this a country, a state is divided into different categories. So it has a center, like India as a center, and number of states like Punjab, uh, Maharashtra, Haryana, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, all these are the states. So the power is divided between the center and the state. And that power, division of that power is known as federalism. So we have unitary system. Unitary system means where the center has all the power and state has no power. And there is federalism where the state has more power and center has very minimal power. So, and the third one is quasi-federal, which India is. India is a quasi-federal system where we have actually allocated the power between the center and the state. So, both center and state are having sort of similar powers. More or less, we have given more power to the center. That's why we are not completely a federal nation. We are known as quasi-federal nation. Now, if I talk about which nation is purely a federal nation, then the example is USA, United States of America, where the power is absolutely divided between the center and the state. So, center and state both are having their own individuality and power. So this you basically here the center has less power and the state has more power. So federalism is nothing, it's just merely division of powers between the center and the state, at which one will have a more uh, power, which one will have more control over the other. So that is known as the federalism, that when the state has more power. So now we have to look at some key features of the federalism. First feature, that there are two or more level of the government. This is for sure. That I just the way I told you that we have a center government and we have a state government. So this is two tiers. It can be number of tiers as well. Let's say state, center, state, and district as well. So it can be at three tiers as well. But broadly, it is generally categorized between center and the state. So center and state has most of the powers. So that is the first thing, that is a power division of power between two or more states. So we always have two governments. One is center government, another one is state government. For example, if we look at India, so India has a center government. Now what is the form of government in center now? BJP, the government of BJP, we are that is running in the center. And if I talk about Punjab, so there's AAP government, that is a different government, that is a state government. So state government and center government, they both have the separate tiers of the government. So that is the first key feature. The second key feature of the federalism, different tiers of government govern same citizen. Now it will not happen, now this will not be the case that I am having the different, like so center has different thing and state has different thing. तो मैं ये नहीं बोल सकती कि सेंटर वाले बंदे अलग होंगे और स्टेट वाले बच्चे अलग होंगे, स्टेट वाले सिटीजन अलग होंगे, नहीं, सिटीजनशिप हमने एक ही रखी हुई है. सो सिटीजनशिप एक ही है, सिटीजन सेम सिटीजन को सेंटर डील कर रही है. अब इंडिया में जो बंदे डील कर रहे हैं वही सेम सिटीजन स्टेट्स में भी है. अगर मैं पंजाब की सिटीजन हूँ, मैं हरियाणा की सिटीजन हूँ, तो मैं भारत की भी सिटीजन हूँ. So we deal the same citizen, that is the first thing, but each tribe has its own jurisdiction. बट सबकी अपनी जुरिस्डिक्शन है, चाहे वो लेजिस्लेचर है, चाहे वो टैक्सेशन है, चाहे वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। अभी लेजिस्लेचर में सेंटर ने कोई लॉ बनाना है, सेंटर ने अभी अमेंडमेंट करी है हमारे सीआरपीसी के साथ, आईपीसी के साथ, तो वो लेजिस्लेचर का फंक्शन है जो सेंटर से परफॉर्म हो रहा है। अगर वही कोई फंक्शन स्टेट लेवल पर परफॉर्म करेगा तो स्टेट फंक्शन हो गया वो। देन द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज jurisdiction रिस्पेक्टिव टू द लेवल ऑफ ट्रायल्स। तो जिस तरीके से हम लोगों की लेजिस्लेचर, टैक्सेशन और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की jurisdiction है, वैसे ही ये jurisdiction हर एक लेवल में डिफरेंट है। तो कुछ ऐसे मुद्दे होते हैं जो सिर्फ सेंटर डील करता है, कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स होते हैं जो सिर्फ स्टेट डील करता है, और कुछ ऐसे पर्सपेक्टिव्स हैं जो तो दोनों कंकरेंटली डील कर सकते हैं। लेट्स से हियर इन इंडिया वी डू हैव अ सिस्टम of whenever I'm talking about the law, especially the procedure law, the substantive law, we deal that with the concurrent power. That means both center and the state has power to deal with that. So that means it have the different jurisdiction which is attached to legislature, taxation and administration purpose. Okay, how the fund will be allocated, which type of tax will be allocated, how the collected money are going to be distributed among the different states, between center and states, states and states, all such things are to be determined by this factor. Fourth key factor, the fundamental provision of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of the government. Very, very important. So we do have constitution, that means a supreme body which has all the rules, regulations, which is the guidebook of our things by which we are living our own life. So if someone wants to change that whole body of the constitution, it cannot be done unilaterally. Unilaterally means by one party. So दोनों पार्टीज को इसमें चेंजेस के लिए साथ आना ही पड़ेगा। कंसेंट ऑफ बोथ इज अट मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि सेंटर अकेला चेंज कर देगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा स्टेट अकेला चेंज कर देगा। दोनों को क्लब होके, दोनों के कंसेंट के साथ ही जो गवर्नमेंट है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, उसमें चेंजेस आ सकते हैं। द नेक्स्ट की फैक्टर इज द कोर्ट हैव द पावर टू इंटरप्रेट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। नाउ कोर्ट प्लेज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन द फेडरलिज्म। कोर्ट जो है उसका काम क्या होता है? इंटरप्रेट करना। लॉ बना दिया सेंटर ने, लॉ बना दिया स्टेट ने, सेंटर ने भी एक लॉ फ्रेम कर दिया, स्टेट ने भी एक लॉ फ्रेम कर दिया। अब उस लॉ को इंटरप्रेट कौन करेगा? सही है, गलत है, कैसा है, उसका मतलब क्या है? दैट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ द जुडिशरी। सो कोर्ट हैज टू डिसाइड, कोर्ट हैज टू इंटरप्रेट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पावर्स। द हायर कोर्ट हैज दैट power to whenever there is a dispute between the center and state, then where we will go? Then the higher court, in case of India, Supreme Court is the highest court. So we go there and we check कि कैसे है, कहाँ पर डिफरेंस हो रहा है, कहाँ पर चीजें जा रही है, किसकी गलती है, क्या सही डिसीजन है। So that is the jurisdiction of the court. So court has the utmost power even when there is a difference between center and state, state and state, and so on. And the last factor, a source of revenue. As I told you that we have taxation. From taxation we get all the revenue. So now this revenue is entirely depending upon each and every state. हर एक state का अपना revenue system होता है। कुछ टैक्सेस ऐसे होते हैं जो सेंटर लीड करता है और सेंटर ही कलेक्ट करता है, सेंटर ही लगाता है, इम्पोज भी वही करता है, कलेक्शन भी वही करता है। कुछ ऐसे होते हैं जो सेंटर लीड तो करता है बट कलेक्शन करता है उसकी स्टेट। अब कुछ ऐसे होते हैं कि भाई सेंटर ने लगाया, सेंटर ने कलेक्ट किया, बाद में स्टेट्स में बांट दिया। तो स्टेट्स की जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है उसके अकॉर्डिंगली जो सेंटर है वो टैक्स को, रेवेन्यू को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट भी कर देता है। कुछ टैक्स ऐसे होते हैं जो स्टेट ही लगाता है, स्टेट ही कलेक्ट करता है अपने ही फर्दर बेनिफिट के लिए। सो ये जो रेवेन्यू जनरेशन है, दैट ऑल्सो इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द फेडरल सिस्टम। सो दीज वर द few things, basic introduction of the federal system. Here we have dual system. Okay, so dual means two things of there. So we have regional diversity, so that has to be properly taken care of.